What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, this is where we talk about the news topics that happened in the scale world of RC over the past week. If you enjoy the Scale News Update regularly, hit the like button. Let's jump into this week's topics. First for this week, Knight Customs has made the official launch of the Terabug. Now, this is one of his downloadable files that you can purchase from his website, and it's made for the Vanquish H10 optic. And this is a full body that you can print that bolts up to the H10 with the factory holes in a number of places. It's just a very complete body set that looks fantastic. The body set is actually available in a couple of different ways. You know, there's different hood style with one that's made for lights, one that's not made for lights. It's also got a complete rear engine that goes in there. It's kind of an LS or LSX based supercharged rear engine. It's got these inner fender panels that mold or that bolt in and kind of layer with the body panels themselves. It just all looks like a fantastic package. As I mentioned, this is a download file that then you need to 3D print, or you can find it from one of the authorized printers for Knight Customs. I've seen a bunch of people online with these already printed and ready for sale. You can see the Knight Customs website and you can find what retailers may be near you, or just find one that maybe you recognize you want to reach out to and see if you can pick up a set of these for your H10 if you don't want to print it yourself. Very cool body set. Super cool to see Knight Customs release something this detailed. Looks fantastic. I'll put a link down below where you can go and find this part specifically on the Knight Customs website, or you can search one of his many other files that are available there as well. New from Vanquish Products is a new builder's kit. This is a VS410 portal builder's kit. Builder's kit meaning it doesn't come with a body, bumpers, wheels, or tires. This is the portal version using the F10 portals on the VS410 chassis and the VFD twin. A builder's kit hasn't been spec'd like this yet, at least in full release production type thing. The other benefit to this builder's kit is that it comes with all the machined gears included inside of that VFD twin. You'll find the machined front gears, the machined transfer case gears. The axle has machined ring and pinion, chromoly spool. It's got hard anodized SAD shock bodies as well. So it's just a very high spec kit in general. It's got everything that you need, as well as like aluminum machined motor plate, aluminum standoffs for the posts, just option parts inside this thing. So you really can build this builder's kit and it's done out of the box. From there, it's just ready for you to build whatever project you have in mind for it. If you were to try and just upgrade a transmission to try and meet this same spec, you would end up at a cost that's pretty close to what you're going to pay for this entire kit. So if that sounds like something that would fit one of your upcoming build projects, this is worth taking a look at. These are already available. They were released and available on launch day last week. So all of that information is available on the Vanquish Products website, or you can purchase them from your regular Vanquish Products dealers. I'll put links down below in case you're looking to do some shopping. Next, FlySky made the official release of the FS-G11P, that 11-channel inexpensive radio that we talked about a few weeks back here on the Scale News. This radio I actually got a chance to get a hold of early, and I've got a full video that's coming out on that in the next day or so. But this is, like I mentioned, an 11-channel radio, and it comes with an 11-channel receiver right out of the box, which is nice. A lot of the high channel count radios don't come with a receiver that actually allows you to utilize all of them. This does. It's got a nice color screen to it. Everything about it is just a pretty solid radio, very programmable. For the price, it was something that piqued my interest when it was teased, and getting it in hand actually surprised me quite a bit. Not normally a FlySky fan myself normally, but this one is a pretty decent radio. I like where it's headed. If you'd like to look into when or where you can get one of these, FlySky does have this listed on their website now, and then I assume that you'll also see it hitting US shops here before too long also, but worth checking out. I'll put a link to their actual website where you can go read all of the details if you want to wait until they're available stateside. And as I mentioned, I'll have a full video up on that here in the next couple of days. If you're a channel member, segue, then you'll get a chance to see it early. Like I mentioned, channel members do get to see videos ahead of time. So if I get that uploaded tonight and I schedule it for a next day or two, then you'll be able to see it before it goes live. You also get extra videos like After News Delight, which is an extension of the Scale News Update where we talk more about the stories, go in depth a little bit extra, a little bit more candid, kind of fun as well. And it helps support the channel. So if that's something that may interest you, all of the details on that also included down there in the description below. This Wednesday, come join Matt and I for a live stream takeover. Every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. This week, 258. The 258th episode. In a row without ever missing a week. Getting super close to season 6. We just got a couple of weeks left, and then we'll be starting the 6th year of that show. Come join us for some fun. Talk of random RC goings on. Some RC. A little bit, at least. This week, new from RC 4-Wheel Drive, they partnered up with Toyo tires to release a new Open Country AT. This is for the 1.7-inch wheel size, the most odd wheel size, but every once in a while you'll find some options for it, and now you've got a new one here. They pictured this on the TF2, or the newer TF2 version that they released. They showed the images of it mounted up on. This is a very small tire though, 3.15 inches tall, 80 millimeters is where this fits. So it's likely going to have some very specific type applications rather than the more popular larger sizes from 4.19 to 4.75. So likely just trying to go for that little bit of a gap in the market, but they did mention that this is a new partnership for them with Toyo tires. So the first that we've seen from them. And if you work for an RC company and like to see any of your products on the Scale News Update, you can shoot me an email at news@harleydesigns.com. Include a photo, the description, and a link to where you can find it on your website. If it's available already, or if it's going to be available, make sure you just give me that information ahead of time. But happy to take a look at those and see if I can get them here on the Scale News. This week, one came in from Taylor RC. Now, Taylor RC is a company that we don't talk about much here on the Scale side. We did recently discuss them because they had purchased Kraken RC. And I think that that's a transition type state where they're going to be relaunching that brand a little bit more. But this week, they released a bunch of parts for the Losi Pro Moto. Now, Taylor RC is out of the UK, and that's where their parts are manufactured as well. This week, they specifically launched a new brake caliper, which is a larger, more effective version, uses larger brake pads that I believe that they borrowed from like the 5th scale stuff. From what I'm told, this is supposed to be a more aggressive or more capable front braking setup. They also released a number of other parts, including like the front steering column or neck mount to the chassis, the full chassis sides as well. Just a good handful of parts. These are made from 7075 as they're stated on their website, but overall, they just look really nice. So if you're familiar with Taylor RC, or if you're not, check out the link in the description. You can go find all of the parts made for that Losi Pro Moto that they have just released. We've talked about a number of apps here on the Scale News Update. Another one that we haven't talked about is called BashMaps. And the name may be a little bit deceiving or confusing, as it's not just for bashing. It is made to be kind of all-encompassing for crawling and drifting, events, just in general, more than just the places, but it's called BashMaps. Anyway, they just released a new version of it. This is called version 4. With this new update, it just says that it's overall smoother and a little bit more responsive in the mapping features. It's good for crawling, drifting, and bashing, as they state. And it also has a new notification system in case there's events that pop up near you or other things that you want to follow, like comments or likes on something that you posted up, if that may be an event, or you can also have like a catalog of your vehicles as well. I haven't personally used this app, but read through the details on this new release, and you can go check out the website bashmaps.com, which is really just kind of like a portal to the download for this. The app is free, but there are paid tiers in case that you want to like create your own events and such. I'm not sure exactly how that works. You probably could still post a spot, just maybe not an event on the free side, but you can read more on that on bashmaps.com, or you can download the app and give it a shot for yourself. It is available on both Android and iOS. Next, new from FMS. This is the new Ford F-100 1/10 scale monster truck. This looks very similar to, like a Stampede or something along those lines. Just a taller sitting, 2-wheel drive, independent suspension, all the way around monster truck. It does have like monster, like more correct styling for monster truck tires. And there's 2 versions. One is called the High Roller and the other is First Blood. Those, I believe, are from real World of Monster Trucks. Again, not super up on the monster truck world myself, so I could be wrong there. Then they also just have a black one, which is actually black and red, but it says black on the website. Now, there's not a lot of details on this posted on the FMS website. It's just the page. The description just kind of says, hey, this is a 1/10 scale Ford F-100 monster truck. If you'd like to know more about it, hit the notify me when available button to get that. It doesn't give you a price or any specs or stats on it. I can't see if it's brushed or brushless on the website. The only thing I can see is that it's a rear-mounted transmission with a mid-mounted motor. So it looks like a very familiar style transmission from what you can see underneath of the body, but with the motor towards the center of the chassis rather than towards the rear. Beyond that, we really can't see a whole lot other than this is a familiar looking style body to bodies FMS has used before in their smaller scale things. And then they just put the High Roller name on it, which when I saw High Roller initially, honestly, not knowing much about the monster truck world, if I assume that was an old school monster truck, that was a real thing, I just thought the Losi High Roller, which was from like the mid 2000s, late 2000s, when I actually remember that. I actually just had to do a quick like trademark search to see if Horizon maybe still had the trademark for that, but didn't come up with anything on that side, so FMS is probably safe. Not that maybe they would super care, because trademark stuff before is stuff they've been like, yeah, they've pushed it before, as we've seen with the Michigan. But 1/10 scale monster trucks, we don't normally cover all that often here, but FMS, so you never know what they're going to do, if something interesting is going to come out of it, or if this is just going to be a $199 brushed 2-wheel drive monster truck. Who knows? I know that a lot of people are a fan of that type, great little bash around type things. If that floats your boat, you can go hit their notify me button for more information down the road. But that does it actually for this week's news topics. Kind of a short week for the news, but not too bad. But for this week's question, going back to that High Roller, I remember that Losi had a High Roller as well. Are there any other RC parts you can think of, RC models, anything like that, even companies that used the same name as something you previously saw and just stuck with it? Or was there any that used a name and then changed it? Interested to see if you guys can come up with any of those little tidbits, things that maybe we forgot. I was thinking to myself, and nothing initially came up, but I'm sure I'm missing something. And if you can't come up with anything, give me your favorite brand of AA. But that's going to do it for this week's Scale News Update. Appreciate all of you. If you enjoyed the show, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already, consider the channel membership if you're interested. But with that, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.